Okay, now it's time to get going on writing your proposal. Now keep in mind, you're going to be asked to write an abstract, a project description, which consists of the objectives of your research or your creative work, the importance to the field, how you're going to accomplish this, and the fit with your own academic interests. You're also going to be asked for a timeline and a budget and budget justification. And I'm going to walk you through each of these sections so you know exactly the type of things that your reviewers are going to be looking for here. So you may think that we start with the abstract because it's the first thing listed. But actually, when we do grant writing, we write the abstracts last because the abstract is a summary of the entire proposal, and it's much, much easier to write that after you've already written the entire proposal. So we're actually going to start with the objective of your research or creative work and the importance to the field. And we're going to start with looking in the literature, looking at who has already thought about this topic and what have they found? What have they discovered? And most importantly, where are the gaps still in this area, in this field, with these questions? What do we still need to know or need to do to push things ahead? That is going to be the objective of your research or creative work. Here is what is known. Here are the things that are still missing, and here's what I'm going to do to help fill those gaps. Second, based on what you just determined, you are actually going to be writing the importance to the field. So by writing that first section, you will know why the work that you are doing is so important. Who will care about what you make, find, or do? What will it mean to them? That is the impact of the field. And be very, very careful that in each of these two paragraphs, you are citing your sources. Citing your sources shows the reviewers that you know how to go and find out what is the status of something already and how can I contribute to pushing it ahead. All right, next, you're going to get into how this project will be accomplished. So you probably have a general idea of what you're going to do. But when I teach grant writing, or when I do it myself, I find that it's usually easiest to break down what I'm going to do into 3 major steps. So for example, if I'm an artist and I'm going to create sculptures out of human trash versus natural trash and share those with the community to provoke discussion about how we perceive the things we throw away, I might start with step 1. I'm going to go out and collect my materials, and I would give details about where and when and how. Second, I might create my sculptures, and I would give details about the thought processes that might go on behind that and what I might consider when I'm putting that together. And third, I would share my work with the community. I have identified different venues where I can exhibit my sculptures and begin to provoke this discussion that's so important to my work. Now, for example, if I am a scientist and I am writing a proposal on creating theoretical models of a radiation shield, I might start by designing the form of my radiation shield as my step 1. Then I might model how my radiation shield performs under high levels of radiation. And finally, I might model how my shield performs under low radiation values. So 3 steps is a really, really useful number that can also be helpful later on. You can have 2 steps if your steps contain more details. You can have 4 steps, maybe 5 if they're not very big. But keep in mind, anything above this really starts to get to be too much. We always want to be thinking about our reviewers, who we're writing this proposal for. And keep in mind that your reviewers are going to be reading a lot of proposals. So you want to be nice to them and be concise so that they can quickly and easily understand what it is that you want to do. Finally, not finally, but step 4, the next step in this process is going to be creating the fit with your academic interests. So this section is an opportunity for you to share who you are, what you like, and where you want to be. So the goal of these fellowships is really to support you, the student, in your learning and your accomplishing what you want to accomplish here at the University of Maine. So this is your chance to help the reviewers understand who you are and what you want and how this work is going to help you achieve those goals.